Hello, welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to be talking about anxiety, panic disorders, difficulties with day-to-day life, all while I eat my poke bowl. I'm just here parked. But yeah, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and let's get to talking. Okay, so I'm not sure, I've talked about this elsewhere, but I'm not sure if I've ever mentioned this on YouTube. So I have a panic disorder. I will put the definition of a panic disorder on the screen or in the caption. I was diagnosed with a panic disorder in my early 20s, and now I'm 30, almost 31, and it's always made my quality of life very difficult. Everyone's experiences are different, so if you're thinking, oh, well, I can't live like that, or I can't do those things, or I can do those things, once again, everyone's experience is different. So for me, I have a difficult time leaving the house. And naturally, yeah, I'm more of a homebody anyway, but the feeling of physically not being able to leave because my body is not allowing me to leave is terrible. I have very terrible driving anxiety. I've had panic attacks in the car. So if you've ever had a panic attack, you can already have an idea of what that could be like. In my early 20s, before I started seeing a cognitive behavioral therapist, shout out to Dr. Bonfil, by the way, I didn't leave the house for, it was almost like a year. It was very, very rare that I actually left. I would have a panic attack if I would leave my bedroom. Going downstairs to get the mail was so hard. It made me extremely depressed and S-word. And I feel like it totally destroyed my quality of life. And I was just kind of sitting around and thinking, I can't continue living like this. There's no value in this. Oh, I love poke bowls. But what I did, I started researching and trying to find solutions, which something I appreciate about myself. I've always been very solution oriented. So I ended up finding a cognitive behavioral therapist through Google, went to the website, sent in an inquiry, got a response pretty quickly. And my only concern was getting there because I couldn't, it was across town. It was pretty far, especially with traffic, because I think my appointments were around 5:30. So, lots of traffic, rush hour is terrible. So I had to get a ride there every appointment. I was supposed to be going weekly, but I told my therapist, honestly, I can't afford that. And everything's out of pocket. It's not you can't use your insurance to pay for it. So I was paying, I think it was $250 per session. So he started spacing out my sessions a little bit more. So it was every other week, maybe once a month. It was really based on the things that I was doing. I got to express what I was going through. I have a lot of great resources. What I learned through my cognitive behavioral therapy sessions is definitely invaluable. Invaluable to the point where I can still use it now. So these days I have been going through anxiety related issues, my panic disorder. It's not where it was before, but it's definitely not in the greatest place. So since I stopped seeing my cognitive behavioral therapist, I have made a lot of progress. I drove to Vegas, which I would have never thought possible, because driving down the street used to be hard. Like, I'd get very anxious. My driving foot, when I get to a certain point of anxiety, my driving foot starts shaking. And of course, that's dangerous, because I can have an accident, I can injure someone else. So for a long time before I started seeing my CBT, I just stopped driving. I think even after I stopped seeing him, I still wasn't driving as much as I was before, because I was driving all over the place. But something switched within me, things changed, couldn't do that anymore. But some of the homework that I got from my CBT, it was me putting myself in uncomfortable situations. Like, I couldn't go to the grocery store because I'd have a panic attack. Part of my homework was going to the grocery store, standing in line, because there was times where I would go, I'd have my items, and I'd start panicking, so I'd put everything back and I'd just leave and go home because it was just too overwhelming. So, my homework for my CBT was really like pushing myself through that and getting used to it. And was it easy? No. It was actually terrible. But it did help, because barricading myself inside it makes things worse. And fast forward, we have a whole global pandemic. We're all stuck in the house. I feel like everything that I had worked on kind of started reverting because I wasn't able to leave the house. So once again, driving became difficult, going outside, just doing normal everyday things. And for me, like, I would say I'd call my dad on the phone, because hearing someone's voice can distract me. But people aren't always available. Sometimes I just have to do things on my own. So I kind of found a way of doing things. Like, certain errands, I would start running at like 6 a.m. I'm like, okay, a little bit less traffic. It's before the rush when people are dropping off their kids at school. So I'm like, okay. Or doing things later at night when there's no traffic. Okay, sometimes that works for me too. Like, personally, I still to this day, I don't go out during rush hour. I don't take main streets when I drive. I only take like back streets. I find like all the back ways to get somewhere, just to make myself feel more comfortable. And I've really just been doing my best to put myself back out there, because I don't want my quality of life to diminish, because then, all right, oh good, I'm S-word again. And I don't mean good like that. I'm being like sarcastic or facetious, one of those. So what I've been doing to improve my quality of life is mirroring the things that I learned in therapy, giving myself tasks. Like, now I'm giving myself a reason to leave the house every day, to get in the car and drive somewhere, because that helps me get in, kind of get in the groove of doing things. Is it uncomfortable? Absolutely. Because I want to get to the point where I can drive far distances. Like, I would love to drive to go see my friends. A lot of my friends live really far, and I used to be able to drive those distances. Not right now, but it's not going to be like that forever. So today I told myself, all right, we're going to drive downtown, because I need to go to the grocery store and return something that I bought. So that's what I'm going to do today. Yesterday I also went to the grocery store. A lot of my errands are to the grocery store. Also went and like got gas, where I'm surrounded by people. I'm, talking to myself positively, repeating positive affirmations, and just reminding myself, like, you can do this. And even if you can't, like, there's been times where I'm supposed to drive somewhere, I'll drive down the street and I'm like, no, I'm panicking. I actually need to turn around. And that used to make me feel really depressed. So I'm working on telling myself, it's okay. We weren't able to do it today, but maybe we'll be able to do it tomorrow or next week. Like, maybe today's just not the day for it, and that's fine. Like, I don't need to be so hard on myself, because that does not make things any easier. It makes them 1,000 times worse. So I also found the workbook that I had from my therapist, so I'm gonna go through that again, complete it again, see what's changed, see maybe what's the same, is there anything that's gotten like completely worse. So I'm proud of myself for not just giving up, because I was depressed. I was depressed for like I want to say like roughly 90 days from December until like this month. Yeah, this month. Yeah, about that. And it really sucked because I felt like I just couldn't do anything, and it brought me back to a place that I didn't want to be at. But all I can really do is make the best out of things, try my best, and use what I've learned to help me in this moment and all the moments moving forward. So moving forward, this is actually something that I want to talk about more, because when I was really in the midst of all of this, like before I started seeing my therapist, I felt very alone, misunderstood, because nobody knew what the hell was going on. Some people just thought I was making excuses, like, oh, she just doesn't want to hang out. I can't get out of bed. I can barely leave the house. It's not that I don't want to hang out with you. It's that I can't. Like, I'm having severe issues, and that's why I started seeing a therapist too, because I wanted to talk to someone that actually understood me and didn't think I was just making excuses. Like, I've been dealing with anxiety and panic attacks for as long as I can remember. It's not unfamiliar to me, but it's unfamiliar to a lot of people. And I have a lot of people try to like relate to me or sympathize, like, oh, I've had anxiety once, I know what you're going through. Okay, no offense, but no, that's not the same thing as what I'm dealing with. And like, to a reminder to people, you don't have to be able to relate to everything that someone's going through. It's okay to not understand. Like, I feel like it's better than trying to put yourself in a place like, oh, well, I dealt with something like that. No, we're talking about two different things, but like, I appreciate you for trying. So yes, this will be something that I will be talking about more, being more vocal, because I want to be louder about like mental health, emotional health, healing, togetherness, people knowing that you're not alone in this. There are others out there that can understand you, that have dealt with these things. Like, there's a community out there for you, and as soon as you start looking for them, you will find them. So I really want to focus more on like healing, like all the ways that I heal, the ways that I ground myself. And yes, I do makeup on here too, and because makeup to me is like one of the ways that I ground myself, like doing my makeup, cooking. Like, it's not always me going outside to walk around barefoot or something. Like, art, like drawing is very grounding for me. I haven't been drawing lately though, because since I was depressed, I had other things to focus on. I could not focus on grounding in that way. But I feel like now that the season is changing, I'm starting to feel just a lot better, more motivated, and things aren't 100% where I need them to be, but that's okay. That's how divine timing works. I'm still going to persevere. I'm still going to succeed. So, but yeah, I just wanted to get on here and discuss this. And if you live in the LA area and you need a recommendation for a cognitive behavioral therapist, you can ask me. I will send you the website, and you can see if that's something that could work for you, see if you want to schedule an appointment. But yeah, if this is also something that you deal with and have been dealing with, let me know. If you need someone to talk to about it because you feel like you don't have anyone to talk to, I'm here for you. Just let me know in the comments, or if you don't want it to be out there, just like send me a DM on Instagram or on Threads, TikTok. My username is on myvenussoul on there. So thank you so much for thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna finish the rest of my Poke Bowl, which is basically almost done, but I'll see you in the next video.